Today we're delving into a world that's been a hot topic on bestseller lists and social media for years: manifestation. But what is it anyway? Just a trend or more? Manifesting desires and goals is a practice that aims to change one's life circumstances through the targeted use of thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. At its core, it's about how your inner attitude influences your outer world. Of course, this topic also has its fair share of skeptics. For example, it's said that manifestation isn't scientifically proven, that it promotes unrealistic expectations, and that it can lead to disappointment and self-reproach when things don't turn out as hoped. And that's precisely why it's important to remain critical. Not every method works for everyone, and not every success story is proof of a universal law. But in the end, only by approaching it openly but critically can you find out whether manifestation is a tool for you personally or not. The books listed below in my top 10 book recommendations encompass a broad spectrum of perspectives and approaches to manifestation and illuminate the topic from very different perspectives, including neurological, psychological, spiritual, or quantum physics concepts. Some content focuses solely on inner work, while others also require consistent, goal-oriented action. For me, however, all of these books had one key result in common. Reading them inspired, motivated, and focused me, and strengthened my willingness to take decisive action to change my life circumstances. Some of these books whispered to me to look within, others screamed, "Move!" But each one grabbed me, shook me up, and gave me the kick to take my life into my own hands, regardless of whether manifestation required action in form of clear, goal-oriented behavior, or whether I only had to pay attention to inner processes. And no matter how strange or ingenious the concepts seemed at first glance, the books woke me up, charged me up, and put me right in the starting blocks. And that alone was reason enough for me to create this list. The numbering of the books presented does not represent a rating or ranking, but merely serves as a numerical listing. And here we go. The first book, titled The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, was first published in 2012 as part of her popular The Secret series. It explores the topic of gratitude as the key to changing one's life circumstances. According to Byrne, gratitude is not just a nice gesture, but a magnetic principle that determines what you attract into your life. Those who consciously practice gratitude daily change their focus, their energy, and thus their reality. Byrne describes gratitude as the magical key to better relationships, financial abundance, health, and personal happiness. The book offers a 28-day program to help readers integrate gratitude and positive thinking into their lives. Second, the book You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor was first published in 1984. It is considered one of the most well-known works of the author, who died in 2022, and summarizes many of his core principles on personal development, financial abundance, and mental alignment. According to Proctor, thoughts are a powerful energy that can shape our reality. He believed that through positive thinking and visualization, people are able to manifest their desired goals and results. Let's move on to the third book on my list, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. First published in 1937, this book is considered one of the most well-known classics in the field of success thinking, motivation, and personal development, selling millions of copies worldwide. Think and Grow Rich teaches 13 principles for personal and financial success, including clear goal setting, self-belief, perseverance, and auto-suggestion. Napoleon Hill uses numerous examples of successful individuals to demonstrate that mental attitude and consistent action are crucial for achieving one's goals. Book number 4, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Admittedly, I wouldn't have bought a book with the title, You Are a Badass, but the subtitle, Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Amazing Life, piqued my interest. And lo and behold, the book is a New York Times bestseller for a reason. It combines humor with practical exercises and insights to motivate people to reach their full potential and achieve their goals. Next, I'd like to introduce you to the book Mind Magic: The Neuroscience of Manifestation and How It Changes Everything by James R. Doty, a neuroscientist and neurosurgeon. In this book, published in 2024, Doty describes how manifestation works from a neurological perspective. For example, through his use of the term value tagging in the brain, which marks certain goals as particularly relevant and thereby guides our behavior. However, according to Doty, manifestation doesn't mean simply imagining something and then passively waiting for it to happen. From a neuroscientific perspective, he argues that while consciously setting a clear intention is the starting point, this intention only becomes truly effective when it, First, it is anchored in the subconscious through repetition, visualization, and emotional stimulation. Second, it influences one's own behavior and decisions. And third, it is linked to consistent actions in everyday life. Without one's own actions, however, manifestation would remain pure wishful thinking. This clearly distinguishes him from the esoteric notion that wishes become reality through thought alone. Instead, for Doty, manifestation is a mental technique for self-control that also requires goal-oriented, inspired action. Book number 6 in my top 10 is a 2017 book by Joe Dispenza titled Becoming Supernatural: How Common People Are Doing the Uncommon. The book is part of Joe Dispenza's work, which explores the topics of human consciousness, neuroscience, and the transformation of personal reality through inner work, starting with thought and meditation. So, here comes book number 7, Manifesting Change by Mike Dooley. This book offers practical techniques and insights to help people change their mindset and manifest their dreams by aligning their thoughts and actions with their goals. Book number 8 is The Power of Intention by Wayne W. Dyer. Although not focused on manifestation, this book emphasizes the importance of intention in creating the life you desire and offers guidance on harnessing the power of intention and thus a mental practice to achieve goals. 9th, Bruce Lipton's book, The Biology of Belief, focuses on the scientific side of how beliefs and thoughts can influence health and well-being. Bruce Lipton began as a classical cell biologist, but today he is primarily an author and speaker on the intersection of biology, psychology, and spirituality. He is known for his lectures on the connection between biology, epigenetics, and consciousness. While Bruce Lipton hasn't written a specific book on manifestation in the sense of popular spiritual practice, he does explain how our thoughts and beliefs influence the body's biology at the cellular level, and thus potentially shape our reality. He interprets epigenetics very broadly, emphasizing the influence of the mind on biology much more than is usual in mainstream science. Critics accuse him of mixing scientific concepts with spiritual and esoteric ideas. Proponents see him as a pioneer who combines science and consciousness. And finally, at number 10 on the list, I'd like to introduce you to the book The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. What's special about The Science of Getting Rich is that it was first published in 1910 and is considered one of the earliest works of self-help literature, addressing the topic of personal growth and financial success. Wattles combines a spiritual philosophical perspective on the necessary mindset with practical action steps such as disciplined work, clarity of purpose, and gratitude. His style is simple and direct, which makes the book one of the foundations of modern manifestation and success literature to this day. For more book recommendations on other topics that might interest you, subscribe to this channel and support me. Thank you.